quick, man. I just switched over to my other. I have another streaming way of doing this, man. So I just wanted to make sure that we get you guys on right now on this particular platform. So sorry about that. I had to switch over. I wasn't getting what I wanted on that other page. So thank you guys, Lonnie. You guys that were on over there, I really appreciate that you come back in on this side. So thank you guys again. I just had to
Particular platforms.
I had to switch, man. Um, so again, today we talking a little bit more about the draft. Man, we talking about we talking about this thing from a way. I know I want to give a lot of guys. Want to give kudos to a lot of guys. I want to know what everybody else found out. We're gonna be talking about a couple of things for you guys that are just coming in, man. We're gonna be talking about. I got a breakdown of the draft by conferences. I want to talk a little bit about the stars and that whole thing. What do they really matter, or do they really matter? I'm blown away by how people will say that, but then, you know, we won't tell the truth about the other side of it, and that is there were some kids that had rankings that were much higher, and they had than other guys, and they went in the draft. Uh, they went in the draft higher than the guys who had stars coming out of high school because, uh, just the way God worked. You know what I mean? My father say, you know what, you know what, you could the first will be the first, the first will be last and the last will be first. So some of you cats went in and it just kind of went the way it went. But we'll talk about it a little bit. We'll talk about it a little bit. So I've seen a lot of posts over the last couple of days. I've seen some of the things. So we're gonna talk about that. Some surprise drafted and undrafted. We'll look at the right message. Are we sending the right message to the kids? If you sat down as a father, did you sit down and watch the draft with your kids and then say, hey son, you see how hard this is? Because I want to give it up to guys like Thomas Graham, Diamador, guys that went later in the rounds. And I want people to take note to the stellar high school and college careers that these guys had and still went where they went later in the rounds, and I think we'll look at at some point. What's up, T? We'll look at some point, we'll go back and go, where was Thomas Graham coming out of high school? What did Thomas Graham do at in the Pac-12? I think he was at one time an honorable mention, second team all Pac-12, if not first team. Same with Diamador, yet they go fifth and sixth round. Are we teaching our kids this is how hard it is that even a 3-star, 4-star guy, all Pac-12 guy goes fifth or sixth round? It is that hard to get drafted. And so a lot of comments were made as if well, he didn't go, I thought he would go higher. It is only 200 and some people drafted. It is thousands of players playing college football right now. And for your name to be called, come on, man. Come on. And then, we're going to go by the numbers. I want to really give the numbers. And I'm going to type them in there so people can see it, so people can come back and go, wow, yeah, 200 and, there you go. Tramel showing me the picture. He sat and watched with Nick. Isaac was playing the spring game. We got home. All we talked about, he was like, Dad, did you see the kick returner from Boise? He was like, he ran back 4 kick returns, something like that in like 7 and 4 years. He went fourth round to the Falcons. He got drafted. Like, he's registering in his mind, what way can I get in there? How can I do it? One of the things that I think, even from, and this is a Streets Take, it's not a recruiting forum, but I want to talk about it from that point, is you better get it. You better have some film. Like, we tell kids this from high school to get to college. It's no different with the pros. If you wasn't on the field, and you didn't have enough film for them to evaluate you. This is why choosing the right school is so important. B, you've got it on here. 259 dudes drafted. Now, when you look at that number, 259 dudes, you probably can go into probably I would probably say somewhere between 400 and 600 when you bring in free agents, and they're going to have to cut that number down to a 53-man roster for 32 teams. Let's do the math. Is it still 53? And is there still 32 teams in the league? So the league is made up of just under 1,700 players in the league, and everybody ain't leaving every year. There's a certain group of retirees and guys that'll get cut, but 1,696 guys play in the NFL. So to get drafted, if it's 60 now, 32 teams, you get a little bit more. You get 1,920 guys on. So just under 2,000 guys is way more than 2,000 guys playing college football. So college football has an 85-man roster, Power 5 conferences. I mean, you got 10 and 12 teams each, FCS, D1AA. The chances of a guy getting drafted and the things that have happened, we have to send, and that's what my question is today, is of the day, are we sending the right messages to the kids? And what I mean by that, do we pump a kid up? Because I'm gonna speak from the reality of a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh rounder, okay, and a free agent. And I'm gonna say skill position guy. So your DBs, your running backs, your wide receivers, all those guys. When you've been pumped up so much, this is why you got to stay humble. That's why I love and thank God for a guy like Darren Hall, Art Hall, my brother from Pasadena. When you talk about being humble and blessed, your next test of humility comes as a fifth, sixth, seventh rounder, 55. Okay. Your next test of humility as a fifth, sixth, seventh rounder, and maybe even a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh rounder free agent is you were a 5-star. You were all Pac-12. You were all Big Ten. You better make sure the special team coach like you. Because now you got to go and find out if you're going to be the gunner. And the gunner on special teams, he makes 16 games. He going to make $400-something thousand. He going to be in the league. Oh, you might not play DB. You may not play DB. You may not get to play linebacker. You may play kickoff and kickoff return special teams for 2 years, or at least the first year. I'm in the league though, right? I'm still getting an opportunity. When I say, are we sending the right message? Do we understand? I thank God for Charles Ellis, rest in peace. Charles Ellis told me when I was playing basketball, he said, man, they don't need you to come score. These NBA teams don't need you to come score. I was playing summer pro league. I thought, oh man, I'm going to the league. I'm gonna give me a spot. I'm coming. I got to score. I'm in a summer pro league. Dudes are shooting the ball. I'm like, man, dudes ain't even. He said, man, they don't need you to score. He said, somebody picks you up right now. You would be a guy to come in and give a guy a blow. Nobody care how many points you scored in college and whatever. See, so you got to understand that now you play. This is a business, and you have to play a role. Bob is on here. I think Joey Porter, for 2 years before you became the Joey Porter you saw all on the cover of Sports Illustrated, Super Bowl, all that. I think Joey had to play special teams 2 years in the league with the Steelers before he got his shot at being that linebacker. So at the end of the day, hey man, kudos to all of you guys making those opportunities. But we gotta really hone down on these kids on you a 4-star, 5-star, you this, you that. Because guess what? I got the numbers. Explain what round picks are guaranteed roster spots and what rounds have to work to make to team. Anything Anything after the fourth round is not a guaranteed roster spot. And anything, and I worked in this industry, so you guys who are getting on, I worked for 5 years for sports placement and services. I represented 14 athletes. I had 3 second rounders, Darnay Scott, uh, Chuck Levy, Von Parker, Norman Hand, rest in peace, Joe Birch. Had a number of players that played in the league that we represented, and I worked in this industry. After the fourth round, it get rough on even just making the team. So there's no guaranteed roster spot. That money is made. That's why it's so good to go in the 1 through 4. 5 through 7, you in trouble. Not in trouble. You got to go play, and you got to go make the team. You got to go make the team. 1 through 4. I'm trying to be a fourth rounder, early fourth rounder, guaranteed spot, guaranteed money. I'm here. I'm going to be here. 5th round, I got to work. 6th round, I got to work. 7th round, I got to work. I got to work in every round, but I got to work. You know why? Because just like the scholarship, I put money into this guy that if we gave him a 4th round, he got to stick around. It could be a guy come in free agent better than him. They not going to, he get to stay. We picked him. We're not going to tell on ourselves that we might have made the wrong pick. So what we have to do is, when I always say manage expectation of our children and manage expectation of the kids, is all that pumping that kid up at youth football that you guys that like to say he the number 1 kid in this class, in the class of 2029. Get his head right early. Because there's levels, as they say, it's levels to this. And when you get to high school and then you get to college and then you come back, you start all over. Love the free agent guys because they come in, they hungry. They gonna die. And that's what they looking for. Who did we miss? Congrats to my guy. I think last year, I'm gonna be honest with you, kid here from Bakersfield. I thought, man, saw him in youth, saw him in high school. Chris Barnes, UCLA. He go make the team practice squad. Somebody get hurt, he starts for the Green Bay Packers. All the way through the season to the playoff game, he's starting because the guy gets hurt. Made the best of that opportunity. You got to make the best of that opportunity, but you got to understand how many guys got drafted, and Chris Barnes didn't get drafted as a free agent. He went there, took his. He said if a rookie and a free agent are equal, then the rookie got more action because he's cheaper due to the minimum salary going up with every year of experience. Absolutely, depending on the free agent and who that is. But that rookie and that, if you said if that rookie and the free agent are equal, yeah, absolutely. And you got a younger dude. So it's just like so Tone, you just answered the question for a lot of these guys who are worried about the 9th grader or 10th grader starting on varsity over the senior quarterback. My rule I always heard was you start the younger guy. You got more years. If a 10th grader and a 12th grader are equal, start the 10th grader. You got him for 2 more years. He peaked out. He ain't getting no better. That was a little bit for you parents that's running around here with them seniors like, he's a senior. He should start. No, don't happen that way. Doesn't happen that way. It's same in the NFL. Got a rookie. I got the rookie at $600,000. Got a free agent that played, 4 seasons, 5 seasons. He want to come in here and try to get him another season, but we got to pay him $2 million. He not making the team. He's just as good as he is. He got to be way better. Politics. You got to learn the politics early, because if you don't learn the politics early, they will mess you up mentally. That's why your plan A should never be your plan B. Meaning your plan A ain't the NFL. It's a lot of dudes waking up today understanding, I got to go on a job interview in a little while. I haven't done that. That's why you should be interning and trying to do what you can, networking all while you in school. Because what Tone put up, 259 dudes. 259 dudes. I got to write that number down, Tone. 259 guys. But how many millions with the same dream? Oh, y'all helping me now. I feel like pastor. I feel like preaching that. 259. It's like heaven. It's like heaven. Many are called, but a few are chosen. You got love offering. Hey, well, send it here. Let me. You got love offering. Hold on, man. I ain't put my Cash App up there for you. There it is. The Deacon D. There it is. That's the Deacon D at Cash App. You said this is long overdue. No, I wanted to get on here today, Tramel, and really give the truth about this draft. This is something that we should be doing with all those kids. I would say 7th and 8th grade, because that's why I'm asking, are we sending the right message? I'm excited for these young men, but we have to send the right message. The parties and everybody's having. I remember a guy, I don't know if you guys remember the point guard, his last name was Archery, played at Syracuse. And he had read his press clippings so much, and he thought he was the man. He was going to the league. His agent gave him the biggest NBA draft party. I mean, about 50 racks, 60 racks. He got everybody in, the flew family members in, didn't get drafted. Now he owed this man. This is where keeping your dude hungry come in at. You got to keep him hungry, man. Man, I don't care nothing. This is why we say, I don't care nothing about them stars. I don't care nothing about that. Let's just play football. Crump, we aging ourselves, man. Stop that. But that's it. I don't care nothing about that. Hey, son, let's get this going. Hey, when you come home, I need you to do this intern. How long are you here? My son's here right now till May 29th. For the next, he got 1 day off, and that's it. Lonnie, I know where you're going. How do you fall to 258 when you have 2 years of eligibility left? Parents, do your homework. Here's the other side of that. And Lonnie, this goes with what my question of the day is. You fall because you've never graduated from youth in high school, youth sports in high school, and you take the 1 year of college or 2 years of college and you go, oh, I'm a lock. And you're not talking to the right people. This is what I mean by your circle, your 7-on-7 circle, your people that are going to tell you the right thing. And if Derek Holmes was here and if he didn't want me to tell this, I'm going to tell it anyway, because Darnay tells it. The reason why Darnay Holmes puts on his gear, bet on yourself, is because I myself, his dad, and his godfather, we all talked to him about not coming out. And he said he was okay. This is when you know, I got chills talking about Darnay, man, because it's just a trip. He said, I don't care, y'all, right now. I'm going, whether I'm 5th, 6th, or free agent, it's my time. I'm going to go do what I need to do to make this team. And he dedicated himself, and he did it. And that's why he says, bet on yourself. He bet on himself. Everybody can't bet on themselves if you don't have the dedication and work ethic that other guys have. And I'm going back to Lonnie's question. The bigger part is there are tons of publications. I'll take you one. You guys give me a name for next year. It's called NFLDraftNet.com or NFLDraft.net. And it will tell you right now, they already have an idea. We say this in the recruiting game for high school. We say this in the recruiting game for high school. We told Darnay, don't do it, man. Play one more year. We didn't know nothing about COVID. We would have missed pro days, Senior Bowl, because he already graduated. So all those things we were wrong on. Why? As a father, you want the best for your kid. As a godfather, been around long, you want the best for the kid. As Uncle D, that's my guy. I want the best. I know he can do it, but at the end of the day, I feel like the Giants got a first rounder in the fourth round. What did he do? He bet on himself. It happened. It was good. But all the publications that was out there for every kid, every year, every young man, I can tell you right now, all those publications that are out there for every young man, they could go. You have to do your homework. You cannot hire an agent until you say, and if you're at a Power 5 school that has a history of draft picks and major people to be able to go, you got to be able to listen to them and say, hey, right now ain't the best time. We're coming out of COVID. We don't have a pro day, or we have a little bit of a pro day. We need you to, you might want to sit right now. One more year. Give it a year. All those things. All those things. Crump, I'm not Crump. Lonnie, if Lonnie is on here, if you could send me that article, if you could tag me on that article or put there about what you with USC. I know a lot of people are saying that, with OG. I'm glad he got a free agent deal with Buffalo, but now it becomes that much harder to make that team, right? There's no skin. They don't have any skin in the game. Even with the 6th round and 7th round, they got some skin in the game. They got to get those guys, a little bit of change to come on in there. They don't have no skin. So I know where a lot of people are going. I know where the question is going. You got to do your homework. You got to do your homework on that. It's not being labeled a hater. The truth is, the truth is the truth, right? Tramel, come on, man. We all watch the draft. It's public information, right? Lonnie said a college degree is what's best for your kids. Yep. And Darnay's move was about pedigree. Dad knew he was ready. Don't listen to agent, and that was it. But he even then, Lonnie, he didn't. Dad wanted him to stay, but Dad was like, "Hey, I'm gonna back you whatever way it go." You know what I mean? And it was a stressful situation because, at 5'10", you had the haters, but then you had, and we give all glory to God, but we also thank God for having people like Deion Sanders who told them cats. End of the day, that's the best dude. That's the best. I done worked him out. He one of the best dudes. That you having that backing, right? He having that backing. He having that stuff. You got to have that. The other thing is when you talk about a school like SC, who at one time had 1.5 or 2 coaches that had some type of affiliation with the university, you do know that they have had the most players drafted in college football in the history of college football. So because of that, you're gonna get opportunities that sometimes some other guys may not have. So there's a great opportunity there. You got to make the best of those opportunities. But I want to say you also have a ton of opportunity of research that a lot of times when I worked in this industry in 1992, 93, we used to get this draft report and it was on paper and it had every kid's name on it. And we had to go through it and they would rank them. I want to say if my buddy was here, like a 1 to a 5. And we're like looking at the 3s and the 4s and the 5s. And we would look at that. It's the same thing. So you got to understand, that stuff is there. You have now online publications. You have someone, thank you, Lonnie. You have someone at your school who is the director of player personnel and the liaison to the NFL. That person, I know at one time at USC, it was Eric Ziskin, is able to sit and talk or get on the phone with GMs and say, hey, what do you think about this guy? What do you think about this guy? Here's our list of guys. This is what it is. So you can, as Lonnie used the term, you got to do your homework. You got to do you have a lot of way. Same with parents. You have guys, you have publications. Now you got to take Rivals like you take it. You got to take 24/7 how you take it. Then you got to take people who sit back and study this stuff and go, okay, I got to take this from this guy because he's done this. You know, this is what's happening. Lonnie's done this. Crump's done this. Tramel has done this. I've done it. I've done this. I'm on my third go around. I've been around a little while. So at the end of the day, you gotta listen to somebody at some point, right? Your dream, your desire has got to be, you know, and then, hey, like Darnay, I'm betting on myself and I'm gonna be able to sleep at night no matter what. And now he sleep real good with the Giants. He sleep real good, right? So, so those things are those publications and those situations are very, very they're very important. And I'm literally I am going to I'm gonna pull up NFL draft. I think it's .net. And if you wanted to like literally pull up the name, you know, the name of a kid, you know, if you guys gave me a name of somebody, I don't know, I you know what I mean? I think I did this before. I looked up Trent McDuffie, and as soon as I pull it up, I pull up Trent McDuffie, and then you put NFL draft, and draftscout.com is one of them. Yeah, I mean, I'll share my screen, and you can get guys that are freshmen. You know, you can get guys that are freshmen right now. You know, this is NFL draftscout.com as of right now, right? It gives you a number of different things about who Trent McDuffie is today. You know, they have him listed already at 5'11", 195 corner, kick return. His draft class is 2023. If that was it, projected stock right now, there isn't any as of right now. But these are notes that the NFL is taking on guys right now. You know, 2020 All Pac-12 Conference second team as a sophomore, as a freshman. I think you go down here, December 2nd, defensive freshman of the week. So the NFL guys are taking note. His low 40 time, or his 40 time 4.58, lowest 4.48. They're getting this stuff. Wingspan. They already got you know, stuff here. If I go back and look at, there's a number of projected, if he was to be drafted today, you know, his name is 2023 mock draft. This is just them now. They're saying in a mock draft, you know, there's stuff coming up. He's a projected as of right now, second round pick, 55% overall pick. So you can go to sites, you can pick up the phone, you're at a Power 5 school. Like all that stuff is definitely readily available to you. So yeah, I don't think, you know, a lot of us need to understand, you know, how this stuff works. But as Lonnie said earlier, there is a ton of free information in the 2023 mock draft. This is just them now. And you know how this stuff works, but as long as there is a ton of free information in the 2023 mock draft. This is just them now. Sorry about that. So I mean, you have a ton of information. Oh yeah, I've been talking about him with my nephew because he plays there, and he's just like that. Man, he's got a lot of people, and I mean, coming from a school like Washington, with a ton of guys getting drafted coming out of that program. So let's go through this, man, real quick, man. You guys are all here. Let's go through the conferences that had by breakdown on who had it. You guys can write it down if you want. I think my buddy, I think my boy Tremel gonna be really happy when we look at that. Yeah, and those numbers are always, those are against the nation, absolutely. So we've been talking about this for a while, and we talk to these kids about, oh, you should go here, you should go there. I want people to see some of the opportunities that are there. 2021 draft, NFL draft by conference, the SEC. I'm gonna put them in there. The SEC had 65 players drafted out of the SEC. The Big Ten, Crump and his old Michigan Wolverines, and now he done jumped over to be a Spartan, was next. They had 44. So they had 44 guys out of there. The ACC, so when you talk about Alabama and Clemson being the guys that have been in the championship the last few years, always in the Final Four, the ACC had 42 guys drafted. 42 guys drafted by conference. So when you look at this right now, the draft, so when people are going, why are kids leaving California? Why are kids going? Well, we don't have an SEC team in the West. We don't have a Big Ten, right? We don't have a Big Ten team, and we don't have an ACC team. So the bulk of your draft picks came from those schools. And this goes to that article that Lonnie put up. You guys can go read about NFL scouts clearly think that USC players are soft. It talked about it named names and said kind of why guys went as late as they did and didn't go. So to say enough about your strength and conditioning guy, I would tell you USC is hard to play at if you really stuck in this whole, we with the hype stuff. We with the hype kids, and you're not getting when you didn't get the Black Mambas, and you're not getting the Hayes Pillards out the city, and you're not getting the Keyshawn Johnsons, and you're not getting those guys, then those are the articles that are being written by you. And then these numbers are staggering because the next one is the Pac-12, and you're gonna see by how many they're all. When you look at Big Ten and the SEC, you're just talking about, you're really talking about 20, 23. Is that 23 or 21? 21 draft picks. ACC, 23. The next is the Pac-12. The Pac-12, they had 28. Pac-12 went 28, and it goes down. And then after that, so it was kind of funny that the Pac-12, then the Big 12, which was a down year for the Big 12, was the Big 12. Let me make that right. The Big 12 was 22. The Big 12 was 22. So your Nebraska not winning, Oklahoma, Texas not being like what people thought, Oklahoma State. Tremel, you got to talk to me, baby. 22. You could have stayed at Utah. Y'all know I'm messing with Tremel, but those numbers are amazing. Amazing. The American Athletic Conference, look what they did. 19. Your independent conference. Oh, Nebraska is in the Big Ten. I always keep thinking about the Big 12. The old school Crump. I'm old, man. The old Big 12. The Independence Conference, 15. Okay, and then Conference USA. Now, here's what you got to tell kids to be honest about it. Conference USA had 5. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep forgetting the number. It ain't like they had 55. They had 5, right? So when you start talking to kids about this from this standpoint, Nick, y'all only had 22 guys out of the Big 12 get drafted, and you could have went to the Pac-12 because they had 28. They had 6 more guys than you. Could have went to Utah, man. Could have went to Utah. And in your FCS schools, I mean, you know, your Big Sky Conference schools, 5 players got drafted out of the MAC. And Crump will know about the MAC. The MAC is a great conference. The Mid-American Conference has always put some good guys in there. They only have 4 guys. And one was really, really staggering to me. And this ought to let a lot of people know about how this year COVID really messed up, because you have so many guys coming back. When you got a lot of free agents that can play, that can make some teams, but you also look at here, a conference that I'm very much, I promote a lot. The Mountain West only had 3 guys. And the Mountain West, from Fresno, Boise, San Jose, you're going to get more than 3 guys that, even out of those conferences in a real year. So that was really that kind of shows you how many kids stayed in school. And then when you look at this from this standpoint, the Sun Belt, I'm gonna finish here with Sun Belt had 3, and then your division. So I want parents to look at this. Your Division 2 and Division 3 ended out with 4 guys. 4. So 4 Western Michigan, AB Big Ten was from the MAC, as well as Miami of Ohio. Yeah. Yep. So even that Conference USA or conference that you're talking about, the MAC conference, Crump, that Western Michigan's putting guys out. Miami of Ohio. I mean, those are good. I know Antonio Brown's from there. Big Ben is from the MAC. Miami of Ohio. Yeah, they put guys out every year. So this is a real testament to show you that COVID has something to do with it. But at the end of the day, I think some guys took some other guys. And Tramel, here you go. 4 free agents and what? What did he say? 4 of the 22 came from Oklahoma State. All right. Well, we're going to get into it draft by team. Okay. Draft by teams. And I guess this is 2020 draft by team, where all the draft picks came from, and how it kind of shook out. Alabama had 10. Okay. So Bama had 10. Ohio State had 10. Georgia had 9. Yeah, Georgia had 9. Notre Dame had 9. Florida had 8. Michigan had 8. LSU had 7. Kentucky had 6. Pittsburgh had 6. And one that surprisingly that really helped the independent conference, and kind of want to put them with the Mount West, but they're not a Mount West school anymore. BYU had 5. BYU alone had 5 guys. So all those guys that said, oh, well, I wouldn't go to BYU, I'm going to go to SC, or I'm going to go here. I ain't going to BYU. I'm not going to BYU. I'm going to go somewhere else. BYU just put 5 guys in the NFL draft. They got drafted. Clemson, the team that has been in it sent 5 guys. Bama sends 10. Clemson sends 5. Wow. Missouri 5. I want to say they were a 500 team. North Carolina, 5. Oklahoma, 5. Oklahoma, 5. Oregon, 5. Pac-12 champs said 5. Stanford didn't win a whole lot of games. They sent 5. Texas sent 5. University of Central Florida sent 5. USC sent 5. So it's funny, we argue about who's winning the Pac-12. Yeah, that's crazy. Lamont, don't rub it in. Bama had 6 go in the first round and 2 in the first round and 2 in the second. So 8 of their 10 guys are multimillionaires. Michigan won 3 games and sent 8 kids. Yeah. So USC, I was at 5. Auburn, 4. So an SEC schools still sent less than USC. Cincinnati, 4. Duke, 4. Florida State, 4. Iowa, 4. Miami, 4. Oklahoma State, 4. South Carolina, 4. For all the money they given Jimbo Fisher. Texas A&M, 4. Virginia Tech, 4. Washington, 4. Houston, 3. Northwestern, 3. Wisconsin, 3. Crump, University of Arizona, Boise State, Boston College, Georgia Tech, Illinois, Louisville, Minnesota, Mississippi State, Nebraska, North Dakota State, Northern Iowa, Ole Miss, Oregon State, Purdue, SMU, Syracuse, TCU, Tennessee, Texas Tech, Tulane, UCLA, and Western Michigan all had 2. All had 2. I had to mention it because I had to make sure you knew what was going on. My family, how many are from SoCal? Man, I didn't do that number today. I'll do that. I can do that number tonight. Appalachian State, Arkansas. The mighty Arizona State, Baylor, Buffalo, Cal, Central Arkansas, Central Missouri, Charleston, Coastal Carolina, Colorado State, or Concordia St. Paul, Eastern Carolina, Indiana, Iowa State, Kansas State, Louisiana Tech, Marshall, Maryland, Memphis, Miami of Ohio, NC State, North Texas, San Diego State, Darren Hall, South Alabama, Tulsa, UAB, UMass, Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Whitewater, all had one guy get drafted. You mean to tell me the University of Arizona had one more player drafted than Arizona State? Where is Miss Regina? What is going on in Tucson or Tempe? Even in a bad year, y'all supposed to have more kids go to the league. I'm joking. Man, those are some staggering numbers. Anybody want this? Hit me with your email. I'll email it to you as you're watching right now. And you can get those numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I like those. The conference numbers has no bearing on the big picture of making it to the league. A kid can make it from an HBCU. Making it to the league is an individual is an individual sport. Get number wherever you're at, regardless of school, conference. You play ball out, and they'll find you. Yeah, Lonnie. Okay, Miss Regina, I'm glad you answered. You know, we broke up. She don't call me no more. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. It's Mother's Day. Flowers, they're coming. I don't know. I think it said, yeah, one drafted, one undrafted. Okay, free agent. Awesome. Lonnie, I definitely agree with that, Lonnie. I definitely agree with what you're saying there. Um, I just think in giving the option, when you look at these numbers and you look at these numbers every year, because if I go the last 5 years, the SEC is on top. Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, LSU, those guys are always on top with the most draft picks. So when you say that, I would tell you right now, in an era that we live in, you're good, you're gonna ball out. If you're really looking, and this is why I'm saying kids choose where they go, because in their mind they think they have a better opportunity based upon the numbers. The percentages say the percentages say what they say, right? Are we back together now, Regina? I mean, my goodness, do I have to? I don't know. I'm gonna do a battle of the sexes, and maybe we can get back together. You telling Tramel to shut up? I know she did come out of nowhere, didn't she, Tramel? She just appeared like Wonder Woman, like boom. I mean, I'm telling you, you say Sun Devils, my whole office got hot. But no, I think what Lonnie is saying is true. I just think the reason why, and when we get on the internet and we publicize the SEC schools and we do what we do the way we do it, then there is a lackluster feeling for a school on the West Coast, and so guys don't look at it. I think, when we put out stuff like this, I looked at I looked at this whole thing about stars, and I want to ask again: do they really matter? How much? They put out a 2021 NFL draft by stars, draft by recruiting stars. 25-star players were recruited, were drafted. Well, there's not many kids that are 5 stars. So I get that number. 4-star, there were 90. 3-star, there were 112. 2-star guys, there were 22, and not ranked players, 15. I mean, you mean to tell me that the not ranked players, 15, and there was only 5 more kids that had a ranking and 5 stars got drafted? Yeah, I'm working on Art right now to get Art on here because I think Art has a great testimony of his son. Because I can tell you, when we look at these stars, a lot of y'all, and I'm gonna say it, y'all can go back and play it. A lot of y'all would have said, "Oh, out of high school, Thomas Graham and this guy had all these stars." None of you guys would have thought that Art Hall, Darren Hall would have went in the 4th round, right? It all depends on all these things. Come down to who's picking, what year it is, what happens. You go, well, if a guy would have came out that year, if Tyler Vaughns would have came out last year, would he have been a pick? That's a lot of questions that are being asked. If so-and-so would have stayed, would he have gone higher? We don't know. All these things change every year. But we like to we really sensationalize all these stars and these writings and who got invited to what and what. And in the kid's mind, that means he's already arrived. Oh, he's already, oh yeah, he on his way. He gonna make it to the league because he went here. Hey, how many SC guys didn't go? How many Alabama guys didn't get drafted or didn't? I mean, let's just be real. 10 got drafted. How many other guys? 53 guys on that roster. What happened with the other 43? Or let's say 10 guys got drafted, but there was 20 seniors. What happened to the other 10? What I'm saying is nothing is a lock. And we start preaching this like something's a lock because a kid went to this school and like Lonnie said, because he got these numbers and he went here. Okay. Nothing is a lock. There is going to be a dude that come out of nowhere that wasn't drafted. I'm so old. Y'all remember James Jett? James Jett. Right. Y'all remember James Jett? James Jett played for the Raiders. Came and got that bread. He was fast. Last name was right, Jett. Right? So we want to make sure that we are sending the right messages and go and make sure we send the right messages to these kids, man. Um, which is the main deal. Because a lot of these kids are automatically, and that's how kids are choosing schools today. They are choosing schools based upon the mindset that they hear from you and us that, oh, well, he picked here. Like he can't go from there. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. He can go. Walter Payton went from where? Let me see what I'll cash some. I'll cash app the first person who tell me where Walter Payton went to school, as well as Shannon Sharp. Right now, first one to hit it. 2 schools should be in that box with your cash app. First one, $20, going right to you. Walter Payton, Shannon Sharp. Lonnie, you need another school down. You need one more school. Where's Shannon Sharp go? $20, $10 each. Oh, Doyle got you. Doyle got you. Yeah, Walter Payton went to Jackson State. I don't think he went to. I don't think he went to. He went to Savannah. Doyle got it. Yeah. Oh, him and Lonnie, y'all can split it. Y'all right on the same time. What did it say? 1 minute, 1 minute. There it is. Crump, you said South Carolina. You went to Savannah State. I don't see no cash app, Lonnie. I don't see no cash app. Doyle, send it. I got you. Somebody said Columbia High School. Oh, is that where he went to high school? You should have bigger plans than football. Football is plan B. If I go to if I'm not gonna be if I go to the league, I'll play, but I'm gonna be a doctor. Not if I don't go to the league, I'm gonna be a doctor. I don't. All right, man, good. I'm gonna keep I was gonna send it too. I just needed the cash app. That was my $20 question of the day. Which shirt? God can? You want a new God can? What we got back here? Man, hey, we got some new ones, man. Check us out. It's our new shirt. New shirts, man. We got some new shirts. I'm promoting this, man. This is from the Man Up Foundation. We're trying to help these young men understand something. We didn't put it on there. He didn't put it on there. All right. So this is the one. We make no excuses. This is rule number 7, man. We make no excuses at all. We don't make excuses. And you guys will get the new book. It's coming out. And this is the new shirt for the new book that I'm writing right now. And that's the reality, man. 98%. The exception is the 2. So it's the 98% versus the 2. So we can so we can talk about the 98%, just like with the draft. 98% of these guys are not going to get drafted. There's only a small percentage, but the reality is the 98%. What are you going to do? So we got new stuff coming, man. Yep. Yeah, so 98%. Yep. Black and orange. Come on, man. Black and orange God can. Do we got black and orange God can? I got a green screen back here, guys, and I got a bag. Whoa, I got a bag of stuff. Yeah. You guys gonna make me call the guy for God can. So guys, what's going on for this summer, man? Let's get this summer. Let's get these young men hooked up with internships. I know there's a lot of camps in June. So in July, if you guys can get with me, If guys are home, I know they're gonna be going back. But let's get some of these young guys. I know I got a flyer out right now. I'm going to show you guys. I'll send this to you guys right now. Share it with you. I want to say I shared it last week, but I'll explain it, man. And I think it's going to be good because we found a way to bless the kids. We found a way to bless the kids if they couldn't be at home. Um, um, so I want you guys stay on, man. This is an awesome thing. Share it with your friends. Um, I'm going to. I am going to. Man, I'm going to post it. I posted it last week. I'm gonna post it again. I'm going to talk about it. Uh, so it's a real good thing, man. Want you guys to really get involved in it, man. It's gonna be a good deal. Okay. So I want you guys to be able to get your kids involved in it. Please, if you have kids, get them involved in it, man. It's gonna be a great it's gonna be a great thing. Um, so you guys can actually be a part. So please, if you're on here, stay on here because what I'm about to share with you, you got college kids, high school kids, junior high school kids. It is going to be a amazing thing. It is called Zoom internships, and I'm going to explain it to you so you can explain it. And if you have somebody that might want to be uh, a part. Uh, hey, Lonnie, didn't you hear me just say? Is that Jeremiah Allison? Is that Allison? Jeremiah, my guy Jeremiah Allison didn't get drafted or sign a free agent contract, and I told him to go get a job ASAP. A mentality change was necessary. We immediately started working on Plan B. Today, was that the kid Larry, that Schottenheimer just put up last week or something like that? I want to know if that's the guy, Lonnie. Let me know. I thought I seen that last week. Um, yeah, I think that's the guy. Was that the guy? Okay, I was gonna say Jim Hill, hometown hero. Lonnie, don't bring up Jim Hill. I used to go to them parties back in the day. Don't bring up Jim Hill, boy. Jim Hill used to have a dang, boy. Yeah, Jim Hill was the dude. He's got not right now. I can't talk. So yeah, I want to share this with you guys. It is not. There it is. All right. I want to share this with you guys. What we're doing for these young men, and you don't have to leave your office, man. You can just get. It is called a Zoom internship through our Man Up Foundation. So, man, what this is man, this is an internship for boys and girls. Can't leave the girls out because the mamas was getting on my head, but a lot of young men. A Zoom internship is an actual. Um, it is a intern, but we do it over Zoom. So they meet with a professional in a number of different careers. There's so many more. So business professionals, insurance, educators, culinary people, medical professionals, lawyers, broadcast professional, entrepreneurs. They meet for 1 hour a day for 2 weeks, and they do their internship by asking questions, by they giving assignments, come back. Some people will be able to get certificates and license by doing it in the 2 weeks. But they're going to meet with that professional one-on-one as a group, depending on how many are going into a particular field. If you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a broadcaster, we do have some on-site, like I have NFL Network and some Fox and some other places. But for a lot of people right now, I'm finding out a lot of our like our doctor's offices are not wanting to have guys come in because of COVID. So we came up with the idea of calling it a Zoom turnship, and they'll do a Zoom turnship online right from their desk. They're going to sit and get to talk to a lawyer about, hey, what are the steps to become this, how you need to do this while they're at school. So some of my college guys that are going to be going back to camp, they can take that 1 hour out and get that hour. We connect them with a business professional, and they do it through the Man Up Foundation, absolutely free. All we ask is that they have an actual commitment to the Zoom turnship, because these people are going to take that 1 hour of their time. They need to be on time and committed for the 2 weeks straight. And then when they finish, man, they get a nice letter of recommendation from those particular from that particular group. They get a letter. They also, when they come home and all this stuff changes, they have a contact. So what we're not doing, man, we're not connecting these young men. There are a lot of young men today that are waking up that didn't get drafted, that are absolutely horrified and afraid because real life is happening. It's kind of like high school, and some of you guys can attest to this. If you did not know where you were going after that graduation, after everybody patted you on the back and was like, you finally graduated, if you didn't know you were leaving on a certain date, it's a very scary, cloudy place for you. So I created this with my team and just talked to people like, do you think it's a good idea? And they were like, man, great idea. So engineers, whatever, they can sit with a guy, and what our kids are doing, it's going to help them with communicating and being able to communicate with somebody. So they're not just in the office taking the trash out or watching what's going on. They're going to have a list of questions. If you're going to go, you want to go into business, like, hey, what do you think I need to do with XYZ? We're going to do this, boom. They're going to talk to you about it. If I want to get my insurance license, what do I need to do? How do I need to do that? It becomes that, boom. So it's a lot goes into it. It's not as tedious as trying to get a kid at a particular office. It just takes that commitment to do it over Zoom and get it. So our kids are kind of used to being on Zoom and being online, doing homework and all that stuff. So we thought it was a good idea to call it that. So you can go to my email, you can go to themanupfoundation.org. There'll be a page up for it by the end of the day, today or tomorrow, and you can sign up there. And it just asks you some questions of what you want to go into, because then we go and we get the business professional if we don't have them, and ask them would they do this for us or for this group of students. So it's a pretty good deal, man. Appreciate you guys. If it's something that you like, definitely get involved with it, man. Get involved with it. So it's the Zoom turnship, man. It's a Zoom turnship. So if you have anybody, young ladies that want to do it, I have a lot of young ladies that want to go into training. They want to be a trainer. So have them go to the website. We have an awesome trainer. I don't know if you guys know Jason. He's been around many years. He works for the Clippers. We got Jason gonna come on and talk to these guys about kinesiology. Really, really, really good dude, man. And Jason is like, if I'm gonna give my hour, D, they gotta get on. And I'm gonna tell them exactly what they need to do. He went to San Diego State. He was a hooper. It didn't work out. Jason became the Clippers he was assistant to the guy that was there. He became assistant, became the head guy. He's been with the Clippers as long as you guys know who Gary Vitti is with the Lakers. Jason is the black trainer, gold tee, been sitting on the Clipper bench for over 25 years, man, and is a really good dude. From LA, went to San Diego State. Like I said, he's gonna be a great asset to those who are going into kinesiology. My son is going into kinesiology. He wants to open a gym. I said the gym thing is already there. Yeah, Jason's the trainer. Yep. And so yeah, so you know you want to make sure you guys get on and Jason Powell. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So you guys know, who Jay is. Jay's a good dude. Been around a long, long time, man. I used to hoop with him. That's how old we are. He is the head trainer for the so you guys see, you guys go, no man, I know that dude. I used to hoop with him a lot. Uh yeah, that's Jay. Man, we getting old. Jay, I remember when Jay looked like that. He had no gold tee, none of that stuff. Gray in his gold tee. But yeah, Jay, Jay's been there a long time. You probably see this dude and didn't even know, but he San Diego State, LA guy, great dude, man. Great dude. Really, really good dude. Really good friend of mine for many years. So uh yeah. He used to play at Rogers. Yep. Yep. Uh yep. He used to come up to Rogers. Jay been around. He used to hoop. He used to hoop. Yeah, he was a hooper. He played at San Diego State. He was there when Marshall Faulk, like when all that happened, he went boom. He was right before them guys. And he got with the Clippers and he's been there ever since, man. He's a great guy. So in any other particular fields that you guys have kids that are going into, whether it be real estate, entrepreneur, I have my brother and good friend, Clinton Lewis, owner of 5 wing stops, 5 fat burgers, multiple properties. He's going to come on and talk with the kids. I grew up with them on how they can become franchise owners, how they can put their money together as a group and maybe buy into sandwich shops like Quiznos and different things that they're going to be able to do. So it's going to be an amazing Zoom turnship. And you can meet these young men, can meet people who played. Jason played. Like Lonnie said, he went into another field when it didn't go. Clint Lewis played, went to another field when it didn't go. And if I can find Thomas Lewis, I'm getting Thomas Lewis on here as well. Great dude from Ohio, played in the NFL, makes more money now than he did in the NFL. He handles NFL guys' money, got a Series 6 and his 52, became a financial advisor when it all said and done. He's doing a really, really good, owns a ton of property, and yeah, it'll be good. Yes, sir. Yep. I'm gonna do a Zoom turnship meeting online for all the athletes. So just email me. So I will email you the time of that Zoom so they can get on it. We can put them in the areas in which they can they in the actual jobs that they want to go into. So you guys know any other business professionals want to help some young kids out? I mean, it's 10 hours over 2 weeks, 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. They pick the time with the kids and then they go on and then we'll meet at the end and then they get a letter of recommendation from that person. So if you know business professionals that may share that. It's on my page that we're going to do that and then go. Shoshana is my I gotta send her a check. Matter of fact, send your cash app. I'm gonna send you this $20 that these brothers wouldn't take because you've been working, sister, for me, man, and I appreciate you. I'll buy her some lunch. I got to buy her lunch. I got to buy you a 20. You got a $25 Red Lobster card or something. You got to send me an address. No, so we want to be able to do that for young ladies as well. I want to make sure the Man Up Foundation is a foundation. We do want to help boys ages 8 to 21. But yes, I got you. But we also want to make sure we do not leave out these young ladies in sports as well. So, hey man, that's our show for today, man. I thank y'all for getting on. The draft was it. Anybody want those numbers are crazy that we had today. Always remember, man, Crump, I know you like this shirt, but the 98%, the book will be coming. I'll get with you guys. Whoa, there. Wait, where is that? The 98% is the reality, right? That's the reality. The 2% is the exception. So always remember that, man. The 98% is the reality. The 2% is the exception. God bless.